So then we talking to you then, all right? We starting with you. Since you the big homie, we starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so lacking self-awareness. Like when you give such a lackluster performance and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance, pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place.
The moment Mace publicly checked Jay Prince felt like something straight out of a hip-hop documentary. One of those unexpected, culture-shifting flashes where a room full of industry insiders goes silent, cameras come out, and social media explodes before anyone even understands what just happened. For years, Jay Prince has been positioned as one of the most respected figures in hip-hop, someone whose reputation alone keeps artists careful with their words. The respect, the power, the myth, it's all part of what made this moment so shocking. Nobody expected Mace, known for slick talk, comedy, and precision timing, to deliver such a bold and direct call-out. What started as light conversation suddenly turned into a verbal earthquake, with Mace dropping comments that left the entire room stunned and Jay Prince visibly caught off guard. The energy shifted instantly. People in the room went from laughing to sitting upright, realizing they were witnessing something that would go way beyond that moment.
You 60, you 60. What are you talking about? What are you bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lying, young boy NBA up. Why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got young boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young boy NBA told y'all to eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what young boy NBA said. Whack 100 was the most disrespect. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat this Whack 100 said. So for the people that's catching up on this who have no idea how this started, we gave our opinion of the fight. We said this was boring. All of us said it was boring. It's 100 niggas saying it's boring. But because our go viral, niggas think that they can keep talking to us. Shakur Stevenson told us to get the strap or strap up, or better yet, put the gloves on so he could fight us. We said what he said, and then he started going crazy.
So look, I gotta ask, I think I'd be remiss if I don't. Any message for Cam and Mace? Y'all been going back and forth a lot over the last week.
Them old guys, they ain't got my respect.
There you go.
Since it's all comedy, I'm gonna deal with it like comedy, nigga. You hear that? Like I said, nigga, your mother named you after Shakur, nigga. You know I ain't had no problems with the first Shakur. I ain't gonna have problems with you. Chill out, little nigga. We got the right to have our opinion, and I say that with all due respect, you know, but just keep it where it is, man. Let humor be humor. Let everybody say what they gotta say. You don't like what we said, nigga, box better. Until you beat Tank, it ain't really nothing for you to say. And making threats, I'ma just keep it real. If we talking boxing, I got 3 knockouts in All-Star Weekend, man. So I got 100% knockout ratings on All-Star Weekend if we checking the records.
When you have a young guy like Shakur, instead of fighting his battles or trying to go against everyone that's commenting on him, you should be talking to him on or teaching him how to get.
Fans watching the clip later said the silence alone was louder than anything Mace said. The shock wasn't just in the words, it was in the audacity. For someone to say what Mace said in front of Jay Prince, in a public setting without hesitation, sent the internet into chaos within minutes. Reaction videos started flooding YouTube. Instagram pages posted the clip with captions like, "No way he said that." Twitter threads broke down every angle, every facial expression, every pause. Mace didn't just speak. He struck a nerve that exposed tension people didn't even know existed. This moment didn't come out of nowhere, though. The tension between Mace and the broader power structure in hip-hop has been building for years. Whether on interviews, podcasts, or his sports comedy show with Cameron, Mace developed a reputation for speaking on the culture in ways most artists are too scared to. He mixes humor with truth, and that combination makes people underestimate how sharp he is until he hits a nerve. And when he finally said what he said about Jay Prince, calling out inconsistencies, power plays, and unspoken rules of the industry, it triggered something deep within the culture. Fans praised him for saying what others think but avoid. Critics claimed he was pushing the line too far. But one thing was clear. Mace had the room in the palm of his hand.
Like,
Jay Prince has a message for both of y'all with your comments after what you guys had to say about Shakur. He said, numbers don't lie, haters do. Let their haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year, the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all of you haters who want to escalate that hate outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mace, I will fade all his shots and take all bets.
The reason the moment hit so hard is because Jay Prince rarely gets challenged publicly. His presence alone usually keeps confrontations behind closed doors, but Mace flipped the script completely. He didn't whisper, he didn't imply. He said it out loud, in front of everyone, with a confidence that suggested he wasn't afraid of backlash. The clip became viral fuel instantly, not because of beef, but because fans couldn't believe one of hip-hop's most respected moguls got checked publicly by someone known for comedic timing and slick Harlem delivery. It was the kind of moment that shifts the temperature of the room, and then the culture. And nobody saw the next wave coming. The aftermath of Mace's statement was even louder than the moment itself. As soon as the clip hit the internet, fans started dissecting what led to it. Suddenly, people began connecting past interviews, subtle comments, and historical tensions surrounding artists who felt controlled, silenced, or pressured by power figures in the industry. Whether those narratives were accurate or exaggerated didn't matter. The public believed them, and that belief turned Mace's comments into a rallying point. Fans began saying things like, "He finally said it, nobody else had the guts, and this was long overdue." Meanwhile, analysts and commentators who study hip-hop power dynamics said the moment represented a shift in how artists speak on industry figures who operate behind the scenes. For years, Jay Prince has played a major role in protecting artists, building influence, and shaping Southern rap infrastructure. But with that reputation also came a level of untouchability. Artists rarely questioned him. Media outlets often avoided controversy involving him. Even when disagreements surfaced, like the widely discussed tension involving his son and label disputes, they were handled carefully.
this is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed. My name is Mace. I stand by this message. We not your little niggas. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. For real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas. So we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't. And for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man.
But Mace didn't handle anything carefully. He spoke straight from the stomach with the kind of Harlem confidence that made spectators realize this wasn't about disrespect. It was about calling out what he believed was unfair or outdated industry behavior. One of the biggest talking points was how the rest of the room reacted. You could see people turning their heads, lowering their voices, stepping back, or watching closely to see Jay Prince's reaction. The tension was thick, and the fact that Jay Prince didn't clap back immediately became its own storyline. Some fans said he was being strategic. Others said he was shocked. Some speculated he didn't want to escalate things in public. Whatever the reason, the silence added weight to Mace's words. It made the moment feel even bigger than it already was. Comment sections across social media became battlegrounds. Young fans, especially those following Cam and Mace's new wave of comedic, unfiltered commentary, defended Mace heavily. Older fans who respected Jay Prince's legacy argued that he didn't deserve the public humiliation. Others said this was a generational shift, a moment where the new era refuses to fear the old one. This wasn't simple drama or a basic argument. It felt like two worlds colliding, the old guard of hip-hop power versus the new era of unfiltered commentary. And because Mace said everything in such a casual, humorous way, the sting cut even deeper. Harlem delivery has a way of making a joke sound like a knockout punch. In the days that followed, more celebrities weighed in subtly. Some reposted memes, others dropped cryptic messages. Influencers joked about the moment being the slap heard around hip-hop. But underneath all the jokes, something serious had shifted. The room that was once silent had now become the loudest conversation in the culture. As the discussion spread, fans began revisiting the historical context between Mace, Harlem's culture, and the way the South and East Coast approach power differently. Harlem has always been known for talkers, sharp, confident voices that mix humor, swagger, and cutting insight. Mace, a product of that environment, built his entire style on smooth delivery that hides sharp edges underneath.
Boxing is also entertainment. Let me school you, Nick. So when you get in the ring, you're not entertaining. We don't want to keep hearing about the sweet science. We're looking for entertainment. We're paying bucks for entertainment, and you're not entertaining. And somebody got to tell you this. I know you flipped out on Tim Bradley, tried to say they paid him to say that. I know you said that Bob Arum panned the cam on people leaving out as you was fighting. But listen, if the fight was smoking, nobody had to walk out. You should not be the main event fighting like the undercard. Your fight was like the undercard. All the smoke was before you. So they need to rearrange how you're going. You're like a headliner that really need to be the opening act. And that's on a business sense. So you need to take note of that.
They call you pillow hands. That's what they call you. I didn't make that up. That's what I heard. They call you pillow hands. But listen, it's room for you here. We need a boxing analyst weekly. We could be a promoter.
Yeah.
Listen, you never got this much traction. We could, dead serious, I know it's gonna be like, oh, think about it. You in Billboard, you ever been in Billboard? You in Billboard. You on TMZ.
You made it.
You made it, Nick. You made it. If you need help, we're here. We got you here right now. It's a week and think about it. It's a week and a half after the fight, and we still talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just a difference between big homie and OG. Like, the OGs is that's older than you, more experienced. They've been around and they teaching you. They're keeping you away from danger. They are valuable in your life.
Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, my nigga? Control your control that. Ain't nobody gonna tell a nigga, get the strap, and then we gonna sit there and be like, hey, I think we should shut up. Nah, this is not 1982, bro. You cannot sit here and tell nigga, get the strap, and then be quiet. Nobody know that part, because I should just be going viral. You bugging, James, you bugging, man. I don't know what bet you talking about, all that other slang then. Bet it, whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what's bet it. Bet it. I don't know what's bet it.
When he transitioned from rapper to comedian to commentator, he brought that same style into every conversation. So when he spoke on Jay Prince, it wasn't a random outburst. It was a Harlem-style truth bomb, delivered with poise, draped in humor, but carrying the weight of something deeper. Jay Prince, on the other hand, represents the Houston structure of respect, legacy, and power. His name carries a certain seriousness. Artists treat him carefully because he built alliances, protected people, and maintained order in the South's music scene for decades. His influence stretches from label operations to street credibility to business networks. Challenging him publicly is rare because his reputation demands private diplomacy, not public confrontation. That's why Mace's comments felt like a cultural collision. Harlem energy versus Houston authority, humor versus hierarchy, a new era versus an old one. The internet noticed immediately. People began breaking down how hip-hop has shifted from behind-the-scenes etiquette to a new environment where commentary podcasts, live streams, and viral clips hold more power than private phone calls. In the old days, disagreements were handled quietly. Today, everything is content, everything is a moment, and Mace's platform thrives on moments that feel raw, unrehearsed, and unpredictable. This feud, if it can even be called that, exposed a growing divide in hip-hop culture. Younger artists and commentators aren't afraid to speak on topics or figures that older generations would have considered off-limits. Social media changed everything. It democratized voice, fame, and influence. And when commentary becomes more powerful than gatekeeping, even someone like Jay Prince becomes open to public criticism in a way that would have been unthinkable 10 years ago. Some fans argued that Mace crossed a line. Others said he simply said what many have been thinking but were too scared to express. Some said this was the first time they saw Jay Prince caught off balance.
You boring. You boring. Everybody's seen it. We ain't the only ones who've seen it. You boring. I thought I was rather polite about it. I thought it was cool. Your grandfather's in your corner telling you to let your hands go. You won't let your motherfucking hands go because you're scared to get hit. You want to swim without getting wet. It's just not going to happen. Now, what I will say, this is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in the last 2 years. This was kind of funny. This is the most entertainment we've seen out of you in 2 years. Congratulations. After the fight, he walks back to the corner like this. That doesn't look like a champion. Champs still walking around the ring, diddy bopping when they beating up. Your grandfather, that's how I know what your grandfather was telling you. They knew you f***ed the bag up. You f***ed the bag up. You supposed to show off, show out. Not only that, you was talking before the fight. You was the one before, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna demolish it. I'm gonna do all this. And you ain't do nothing you said. That's why is mad. The point being is this, you fighting more after the fight. You just had a fight Saturday. You're losing your damn mind the last 2 days. Trying to fight everybody on Instagram, on Twitter, or everything else because we seen it. We seen it. What is you talking about? Then you talk about we should glove up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But nigga slap fire out you. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You getting boxing in the streets confused, nigga. For real, nigga. Like, stop getting boxing in the street. Those are two different things, nigga. That is two different things, nigga. Because when a switchblade or something else and everything, you talk about niggas better strap up. Why would you give niggas that heads up? You dumb motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You out your motherfucking mind. If you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight to your Fimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk. All this wild Twitter talk you talking. What you talking about? You're talking about niggas ain't legends. Nigga. Mace, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not talking about Mace when he came out and sold. Mace was Michael Jackson after Michael Jackson, before Drake. Nigga sold 5 million in 3 weeks. What is you talking about? But I'm talking about tonight. Tonight, right now, Mace is a 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer. 1,000,000%. Don't make me put the battery in his back to Oracle 3, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have him Oracle 3. That's what you need to do is Oracle 3, man. And let niggas know, man. He is 1,000,000% better rapper than you a boxer, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Lastly, what I was gonna say, Murder, is this. You keep talking about, how they legends, they doing podcasts, this and that. We make more money than you. We sit here and make more money than you. I know you don't want to play the Cash App, open your bank account down on the phone when we see each other. I know you don't want to open your phones up and see how much he got in the account. You make $2 million.
The put this energy into your boxing and start letting your hands go, then you will be a pay-per-view star.
Oh, they podcast. Because we getting chicken. We make more money than you. You better come. You want a job? We might got a job for you. Get the out of here. Yeah, Murder.
Whether that's true or exaggerated didn't matter. The perception alone changed the way the culture views him. This moment wasn't about who was right or wrong. It was about what it represented, the shifting landscape of hip-hop power. The era of quiet authority is fading, and the era of viral confrontation is taking over. And Mace, intentionally or not, became the face of that shift with one comment that shook the room and the internet to its core. The most interesting part of this entire moment wasn't the confrontation itself, it was how the industry reacted. Behind the scenes, various artists reportedly started asking questions, privately debating whether the moment signaled a decline in Jay Prince's influence or simply exposed how much the culture has changed. Publicly, several rappers and influencers reposted the clip with cryptic emojis, eyes, shocked faces, exclamation marks. Even without words, their reaction said everything. The moment was bigger than gossip. It symbolized a changing power dynamic in real time. Hip-hop insiders began discussing whether this would spark long-term tension. Some argued Jay Prince would eventually address the situation privately, away from the cameras. Others said Mace's comments were delivered in such a humorous, non-threatening tone that escalating things would look unnecessary. But the biggest question was this: would Jay Prince respond publicly? Fans waited, refreshing social media constantly. Days passed, nothing. His silence became another storyline. People began interpreting it as strategic, the idea that responding to Mace publicly would only give the clip more fuel. Others said he was ignoring it to maintain his respected image. A few fans claimed the silence was a sign that Mace had crossed into dangerous territory. No matter the theory, the silence kept the conversation alive. Meanwhile, Mace continued doing what he always does, cracking jokes, delivering commentary, and moving forward without a hint of fear or hesitation. His confidence after the moment made fans believe he wasn't intimidated at all. In fact, he looked energized, as if the viral explosion confirmed exactly what he wanted, and that confidence inspired fans who felt the culture needed someone willing to challenge old structures. As the clip spread worldwide, fans from different regions debated whether the newer generation respects hip-hop pioneers enough and whether the pioneers still hold the same authority they once did. Some argued the younger generation sees hip-hop as entertainment more than hierarchy. Others countered that the new wave is simply refusing to fear people because of reputation alone. This created a new cultural question. Was hip-hop witnessing the collapse of quiet intimidation culture? For decades, unwritten rules kept artists silent about certain figures. But Mace broke the silence in a way that was humorous, fearless, and strategic. And the culture rewarded him with viral attention. This isn't to say Jay Prince lost influence. His legacy runs too deep and his connections span too far. But the moment proved that influence alone doesn't silence voices anymore. If someone has a platform and the courage to speak, the internet will amplify it. And that amplification becomes its own form of power, one that even legendary moguls can't control. The game had shifted, and everyone felt it. In the end, the Mace versus Jay Prince moment became more than a viral clip. It became a cultural turning point that showed just how much hip-hop has evolved. It revealed a generation divided between old-school respect codes and new-school content-driven expression. It showed how quickly narratives can shift when someone with charisma, timing, and fearlessness steps forward and challenges the status quo. And it proved that the internet, not the boardroom, not the studio, not the street, now dictates the flow of cultural power. Some fans believe Mace's comments mark the beginning of a new era where artists speak openly without worrying about traditional gatekeepers. They see it as a moment of independence, confidence, and cultural liberation. Others believe it was unnecessary, disrespectful, or dangerous. But regardless of opinion, the impact isn't up for debate. The moment ignited conversation across generations, regions, and social circles. It shook the room, shook the culture, and reshaped how people view both men. Jay Prince remains a respected figure, but fans now realize even the most respected figures can be challenged publicly if someone is bold enough. Mace remains a charismatic disruptor, capable of turning casual conversations into headline news, and the culture remains fascinated by the tension between them, even if no direct beef follows, because ultimately, this moment wasn't about violence or threats, it was about symbolism. The younger generation challenging the old guard, humor cutting through fear, commentary outweighing reputation, and the power of the microphone proving stronger than the power of mythology. Whether this feud grows or fades doesn't matter. The moment has already become part of hip-hop history, and fans will be replaying that clip, analyzing that silence, and discussing that energy for years to come. If you enjoyed this deep dive breakdown, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more raw storytelling, hip-hop analysis, and culture-shaking moments.